Hey everybody, welcome to Studio 64. My name's David. I've been searching the interzones for more science, space and tech news to share with you. Came across this over at dagans.com in Australia. Yes, they're asking the question, what is the most abundant element on Earth? This should be interesting. As I say, I'm not a scientist myself. I just love all science, space and tech news stories, and I love sharing them with people. Let's learn some stuff together here. All right, there's our home. There's the wonderful planet Earth. I wish we'd sort of treat each other a bit better on it, but anyway. Now, while hydrogen is indeed the most abundant element in the universe, the story is quite different on Earth. Here, gravity and the nature of Earth's formation have led to a unique distribution of elements, making iron and oxygen the most abundant. Okay. Apparently, iron dominates the Earth's core. If we could sort and weigh all the elements across the entire planet, iron would account for over 32% of the Earth's mass. That's interesting. Now, according to the World Economic Forum, iron, along with other heavy elements, sank to the center of the Earth during its formation, driven by gravitational forces that pulled the densest materials towards the core. Now, as usual, I'll leave the link to the main article below the video so you can pop in, check out these embedded links, go for a bit of a deeper dive if you want. Makes for a very interesting read, believe me. Very, very interesting. Yes, oxygen, abundant in the crust. Yes, oxygen comes in second, making up around 30% of the Earth as a whole. However, it dominates the Earth's crust. This is something I was unaware of, accounting for 46% of its mass, primarily bonded in compounds with silicon to form silicates, the main components of rocks. And silicon follows oxygen in abundance in the crust, making up about 28% of its composition. And though hydrogen is the most common element in the universe, around 75% of the universe's mass, it is rare on Earth, making up only 0.14% of the crust. Now, as I say, I'm not a scientist, but if there are any scientists out there, planetary scientists, please feel free to comment, because we'd love to hear from you. It'd be fantastic. Thank you. Yes, much of the Earth's hydrogen escaped into space early on, but some remain bonded with oxygen to form water, essential for life. Now, we have a little bit of a video here that'll give us some background on not this person, shall we say. Young people today, give them a leg to stand on, they use it to foot you up the backside, so not him. Yeah, it'll give us a bit more background on this oxygen in the Earth's composition, shall we say.
2.4 billion years ago, the Earth's atmosphere was dominated by methane, ammonia, and carbon dioxide. These gases were produced by volcanic activity and early anaerobic microorganisms, meaning they did not require oxygen to survive. Photosynthetic organisms evolved and began to produce oxygen, the cyanobacteria. Millions of years after, the oxygen level reached a critical point in the Earth's crust, leading to the formation of red-banded iron and other metal oxides, and NCs. It started to be released. The oxygen levels in the atmosphere slowly began to rise. Carbon dioxide began to decline. The rise of oxygen created a hostile environment for anaerobic organisms, and many of them went extinct as a result. The availability of oxygen allowed the development of more complex organisms, based on aerobic respiration as eukaryotes, which are cells that have a nucleus. Carbon dioxide decreased in favor of oxygen. Today, humans are slowly doing the opposite, emitting carbon dioxide into the atmosphere.
Well, that was interesting, wasn't it? I don't mind a little bit of background on that. It's quite fascinating. Let's have a little look here. Earth's elemental distribution. Now, here's a quick look at the most common elements based on Earth's total mass. Iron at 32.1%, oxygen at 30.1%, silicon 15.1%, magnesium 13.9%, and sulfur at 1.9%. And in the crust, this is interesting, oxygen is 46% of the Earth's crust, silicon at 28%, aluminium at 8.3%, iron at 5.6%, and calcium at 4.2%. Yes, the fascinating distribution of elements in Earth is largely thanks to the intense heat and collisions that shaped our planet 4.6 billion years ago, causing heavier elements to sink and lighter ones to rise. Now, while hydrogen might reign in the cosmos, Earth's composition is defined by elements like iron and oxygen, which create the structures we stand on every day. That's actually fascinating, isn't it? You don't realise that oxygen is trapped. Yeah. So, as they're saying here, primarily bonded in compounds with silicon to form silicates, the main components of rocks. So that's something we could look at in the future when we're exploring planets. Could oxygen be trapped? In the atmosphere might have a lot of oxygen. Would we have the technology to extract oxygen from the crust? I mean, think about it. Look what we're doing now. Where we thought the moon was a dead, barren world. Now we find there's water there. Are there going to be technologies in future that allow us to economically extract the water? I'm sure there's water on Mars still. There is actually, because I've done videos on it. We just don't have the technology at the moment to extract it from that far down. But again, like all technologies, they will improve. And one day I'm hoping we'll be able to extract oxygen from, deep, within the rocks of other planets. It'll be absolutely fascinating. Love to hear some planetary geologists' thoughts on that. That'll be amazing. And what sort of technology do you think we'll be able to implement to, do this sort of thing? It's quite fascinating, really, isn't it? All right, well, my name is David. Thanks for joining me for another Studio 64 Science, Space and Tech News update. I shall see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you're up for it, drop a comment down below the video, because I'd love to hear what you think. All right, take care. And as I always say, if you can't be good at it. And as I also always say,
fascinating.